Alright, my people, my lovely family, welcome back here to this platform once again. It's a pleasure having you here on this channel. Now, let's talk about this country over here, Venezuela. Something terrifying or crazy stuff is happening in Venezuela. The Venezuelan newest president, Delsy, actually came in when the president Maduro was abducted by the United States of America. So Delsy came into power and even pledges her loyalty to Maduro. And she was very angry at the United States of America for abducting their president. Now, something terrifying is happening over there. It's like your loyalty for Maduro is shifting, or maybe America is manipulating her. Let's get into the details. Let's look at what is currently happening. So in her statement, she said enough is enough regarding Washington order on politicians in Venezuela. That's what she's saying. She is saying it boldly. We are not going to answer to any of you. We are not going to answer to the United States of America. Stop dictating to us what we want to do in our country. Stop dictating. We are not going to answer to nobody. That's her statement. That's what she's critically saying. Now, for context, let me break this down for you. After Maduro was abducted by the United States of America, the US has imposed 3 things on Venezuela. Number 1, Venezuela has to sever ties with countries like China, Iran, Russia, and Cuba. Exactly. This isn't an request. This is an order from the United States of America on Venezuela. Number 2, Venezuela has to partner exclusively with the United States of America and companies for oil productions and sales. Can you see it? Can you see what is currently happening? Number 3, the United States of America has imposed on Venezuela government to release political prisoners or dissidents, meaning those who that are captured during capitalism or companies that came into Venezuela to do business but they were arrested. Yeah, they have to be released. Those are the 3 things that the US has imposed on Venezuela that they should do. It isn't a request. Let me make that clear. It's an order from the United States of America. So critically, America is saying that you can't do any deals with anybody again, with your friends again. You can only do deals with us or the people that we bring in for you to do business with. That's what we are asking of you. It's an order. We are not requesting you to do that. It's really kind of crazy, man. It's really kind of crazy. And they're saying that, no, you have arrested some people. You have to leave them. Even maybe some of the US citizens you have arrested in your country because you don't like us. You have to release them. That's what they are saying. So the newest president has decided to have a meeting with foreign petroleum companies. Yes, foreign petroleum companies. Maduro was taken because he refused to do business with the Western nations. Now, after Maduro, pressure is being mounted on the newest president to do what they wanted after they captured Maduro. If we do not do what we wanted, then bigger consequences will be dealt with on you. So that's the message. So she has decided to do what they are saying. Maybe. Now, what are the companies involved in this meeting? Chevron, US-based company. Repsol, Spanish company. And Shell, a British company. So in that meeting, she was speaking to them defiantly. Let's look at what she has to say.
Not from any external factor. The people of Venezuela have a government, and this government obeys its people. It is the mutual understanding and the reciprocity that exists within the relationship between the Venezuelan people, their authorities, and their institutions. And I feel truly happy to have the honor in this difficult time for Venezuela of representing all Venezuelan men and women and to obey the will of the Venezuelan people.
We have no other external factor that we must obey. And the dangers we face?
The personal criticism that I have been receiving, I want you to know that I was already fully aware of them when I was sworn in as the interim president.
Apparently, she was very defiant, saying you are not in the position to tell us what to do in our country. The people of Venezuela will not answer or respond to nobody. Right? That's what her words in the initial stage is. When they captured Maduro, she said, we cannot answer to nobody. We are not going to answer to nobody. You are not in a position to dictate to us what to do in our country. That's what she was saying at the initial stage. Now, all of a sudden, she is saying, well, we have received an investment of $1.4 billion and 24 foreign companies are going to work here. They are going to work with us. Don't you think that is a bit awkward or that is a bit cowardly? Because right now, it's like she has betrayed her leaders. Do you think she has done that? It's just a statement, what we are saying. Do you think she has betrayed her leaders and she has betrayed the loyalty given upon her leaders? Because initially, she said nobody can order us to do anything we are not going to be a colony of anybody or any country. But now she is saying we have received an investment of $1.4 billion, and 24 foreign companies are going to have their boots on the grounds. Do you see where all this thing is going? Is that the will of Venezuelans? I don't think so. Let's listen to what she has to say again.
The investment was almost $900 million, and for this year, an investment of $1,400 million is estimated and projected. In those mixed ventures, we have 44 joint companies. The same applies.
These are models that are constantly moving, that are always converging, and they converge towards a single common objective.
I believe it's a very good plan for the future of our country, and also for us to consolidate and strengthen international energy cooperation with all the countries that wish to come to our homeland, with clear laws, with legal certainty, and with regulations adapted to the international practices of this sector.
I truly believe it is very positive for Venezuela.
First, the personal criticism that I have been receiving, I want you to know that I was already fully aware of them when I was sworn in as the interim.
All right, she is saying she believed that the initiative is very positive for Venezuela. Do you think so? Or the initiative is positive for her and her crews? Question mark. All right, here she was speaking to the people of the petroleum workers in Venezuela at Porta La Cruz refinery. And she was very defiant in the initial stage, saying, American can tell us what to do in Venezuela. Venezuelans won't answer to nobody. She says, enough of orders from Washington. There must be respect. Enough is enough regarding Washington order on politicians in Venezuela. Venezuelan politics is not Washington. So definitely, she is asking for distance and respect for their ways of running Venezuela, not for America to be dictating to us. That's what she is saying. Let's listen to what she has to tell the people of Venezuela.
Laws, with legal certainty, and with regulations adapted to the international practices of this sector.
I truly believe it is very positive for Venezuela.
That's why it's important that we open up spaces for democratic dissent. But let it be politics with a capital P and a B for Venezuela. Enough of Washington dictating to politicians in Venezuela. Enough of Washington's dictates to Venezuelan politicians. Let Venezuelan politics resolve our differences and internal conflicts. Enough of foreign powers. This republic has paid a very high price for having to face the consequences of fascism and extremism in our country. It is now our turn to transform ourselves from the country with the largest oil reserves in the world, with the largest gas reserves in this hemisphere. It is now our turn to become a true oil and gas producing power, and to not be afraid of the energy agenda, neither with the United States nor with the rest of the world. Diversity in its international relations is Venezuela's right.
De los países del mundo. Es un derecho de Venezuela la diversidad en sus relaciones internacionales.
And now it's up to us to transform ourselves from the country with the largest oil reserves, the largest gas reserves in the world, into a true oil-producing powerhouse.
De este hemisferio nos toca ahora convertirnos en una verdadera potencia productora de petróleo y de gas.
Look, she sounds very defiantly when talking to the people of Venezuela. This is very interesting, right? She says, neither the United States of America nor the rest of the world. It's Venezuelan right to diversify international relations. Critically, she is saying that neither America or China, Russia, Iran, or Cuba can tell them what to do. That is the rest of the world. That is the people that are having their boots on ground. That's the people that are doing business with them much more than the rest of the people. So she is saying that they cannot dictate to us what to do in our country. They have no business. They have no position to tell them what to do. Or they have no right to tell them who their friends going to be. That's what she's critically saying, right? That's what she's saying. Now, the way she talks to the people is different from the way she is talking to the business people. And the way she talks to the petroleum workers was like, okay, we have welcomed an investment of $1.4 billion, but we are not going to be intimidated. That's what she is saying. And you can see that she goes to the people and say, she said, neither America nor the rest of the world can tell us what to do. Just a way to say, we are not obeying or answering to America nor China, Russia, or Cuba. and the rest of the world. Nobody is going to dictate to us whom we should do business with. But what about the Chavismo or the Chavista? That indicates that keeping the stars for the people of Venezuela or serving the interests of Venezuelans first. What about that? Is that changing under this newest president, Delsy Rodriguez? Let's find out.
We have requested the support of the legislative branch so that the organic law of hydrocarbons and creation of our commander Hugo Chavez, where its untouchable and intact precepts and principles, such as energy sovereignty, ownership over our resources that are in the subsoil, can be exploited for the economic happiness of Venezuela and for the social happiness of our people.
Okay, do you hear what she said? She said, we have asked for support from the legislative branch so that the organic hydrocarbon law created by our own commander, Hugo Chavez, can be exploited for economic happiness of Venezuela and for the social happiness of the world. Let me break that for you. Let me break it down for you. She is asking for the support of the legislative branch. What is the legislative branch? The branch of the government that makes laws to do something simple. What is it? To change or to amend the laws created by their commander, Hugo Chavez, the organic hydrocarbon laws. And if that happens, it can be exploited for economic happiness of Venezuela and social happiness of the world. Meaning, what is the hydrocarbon law, the organic hydrocarbon law over there? Why was the organic hydrocarbon laws put in progress or put in process? Because they want to keep the oil for Venezuelans gain. They want to prioritize Venezuelans first, have large shares for Venezuelans, the government. That's what the idea was about. Now, what does the hydrocarbon law say? It indicates that the government of Venezuela holds the large shares in Venezuela exploitation. Number two, it increased royalty for Venezuelan from 16 to 30%. That's it. Number three, it redirected oil revenue for social funding initiatives like education, healthcare, and housing. That was what Chavez wanted, and he actually put that law in progress. Now, what is happening? Now, she is asking the lawmakers to amend that so that the oil and gas can be exploited in spite of the organic hydrocarbon law created by Chavez. She's asking that to be amended. Do you see that? So, in some aspects, the woman is looking very strong, ready to defend her homeland. And in the other way around, or in the other aspect, she is afraid of what to come, right? Because in front of 4 different occasions, she said different things. We are not going to be intimidated by the United States of America. They can't tell us what to do. They can't tell us who to do business with. But when it comes in front of the business people, she said, well, we have received your investment of $1.4 billion. We are going to allow 24 foreign companies to work here on the grounds. When she's talking to the people of Venezuela and the workers in the petroleum industry in Venezuela, different story. When she's talking to the people of Venezuela, oh, we are asking for the legislative branch to amend the Chavez law, the organic hydrocarbon laws, to amend it so that the riches, the minerals, the oil and gas can be exploited for their own good and the rest of the world. That's what she's saying, right? That means something is changing over here. The main thing that was placed there, she's changing it. So the question is, do you think she betrayed her lawyers for this kind of things, or she's being manipulated by the United States of America? What do you have to think, or what do you have to say? Because you can critically see that which side is she on? Which side is she standing? Is she standing on the side of prioritizing Venezuelans first, or she's standing on the side of doing what America says or what the rest of the world says? And I ask again, is she really strong pushing back at Donald Trump, or she's just acting up to be as seen as strong, or to be that kind of politician that can say one thing and you're thinking elsewhere and be doing another thing? We all know how politicians behave. Is she acting as the same politicians we know all around? Now, let me explain something to you here. In 1976, the president, Carlos Perez, nationalized fully their oil industry and created a company called PDVSA, which handles the oil and gas in the country. So in that time, many of the foreign oil companies working in Venezuela were compensated by the Venezuelan government. But most of them were not happy because they felt like they were being cheated and lost huge amount of investment. The Venezuelan government compensated them according to their net book value. Their net book value is how they currently worth at that time. And they were not happy because that was done by the Venezuelan government to actually prioritize Venezuelans' needs first. But they weren't happy because they have many projections for investing billions of dollars in Venezuela. because when they invested that, they want to go and exploit Venezuelans. But the Venezuelans says, no, we are not going to do that anymore. So you will get out of our country. We are not going to do business with you. We are going to manage our own resources. And they were not happy. So that's why Venezuela was sanctioned by them. But fast forward to 2001, the President Chavez wrote laws and changed things, making sure that Venezuela got royalties and everything that is theirs. Now, Delsy Rodriguez may be looking strong to many when she is speaking, but it also looks like she is doing what another thing. Now, the question is, do you think she's betraying all her leaders before her? Do you think America is manipulating her? Or she's just doing the normal way of politics? What do you think, guys? Do you think she's doing politics or she's being manipulated by the Americans? Because when Donald Trump was asked, oh, the president of Venezuela is saying this and this and that, running her mouth, and Donald Trump said, oh, I don't hear what she's saying. But the only thing I know that we are good friends. We are having good relationship with them. You see, so do you think it's just the way of doing politics, or she's actually betraying the whole thing that to prioritize Venezuelans first? Whatever you think or whatever you feel about it, just let me know in the comment section. Peace and love. See you in my next video.